for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North.
What's up? What's good? Good evening. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to All About Sports 216 on the special Wednesday edition. Because the brother was a little bit under the weather yesterday, so I decided to do it today. Plus, I wanted to get the NFL power rankings and everything out the way. What's good, everybody? East, west, north, south, worldwide. Where you at? This your man Keith Allen for All About Sports 216 Sports Show. Today, I will be talking about the Cleveland Browns and the full Jamies Winston experience. The good, the bad, and unfortunately at times the ugly and everything. I also will be talking about, I'm up here doing some things here, Ohio State. They did their usual for the fourth year in a row. Lost to the Michigan Wolverines 13-10 after being a 20-point favorite. Ugh. Ouch. To being a 20-point favorite. Should Ryan stay? Should Ryan Day stay or go? Then also I'll be talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers, who happen to have the best record in the NBA, but I do have some minor concerns. But the Cavs are balling out. Also, talk about the Cleveland Guardians, who lost the starting pitcher to free agency. And the Guardians pitching is thin enough as it is to starting pitching anyway. And we'll go to the end where the All About Sports 216 NFL Top 10 Power Rankings for this week will commence at the end of the show and everything. But good evening. This is your man Keith Allen, and I'm sharing the show and everything, so I'm looking a little distracted, but really I'm not. I'm focused in on both. How is y'all doing out there? Also, I got to share this also with you. The chat lines are open. Please feel free to holler at me. The chat lines are open. Hit me up. Definitely hit me up. I'm up here doing this. I'm up here trying to focus. Oh, shoot. I'm going to share some of this to the same, so somebody's going to reject my ass. I already know. I already know. But today, I'm going to first start off with the Cleveland Browns. Hold on for a second. Y'all get my full attention in a second. As soon as I get this here, boom. Boom, there we go. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Sorry about this. Everybody, feel free to hit me up with your comments and everything. I'm down to hear everybody's opinions and everything. We're going to start off with the Browns first, as the Cleveland Browns lost to the Denver Broncos 41-32. All About Basketball Group. Let's see there. Okay. I don't know why I put it there, but hey, it's right there. But the Cleveland Browns are, oh, let me get that out of there. There we go. The Cleveland Browns lost to the Denver Broncos 41-32 on Monday night. One thing I will say about the Browns, they do play some exciting primetime football games. Because the Pittsburgh game was exciting. Um, this past game on Monday night was exciting, and I guess they got a Sunday night tilt with the Miami Dolphins if it don't get flexed. Because the Cincinnati game that was supposed to be a Thursday night got flexed from Thursday, and it's just now on a Sunday. But the Cleveland Browns lost 41-32, dropping their record to 3-9 on the season. What a disappointing season for the Browns, but there was a couple of things. The game was exciting to watch, and you got to witness, everybody got to witness the full Jameis Winston experience. I mean the full Jameis Winston experience. To the point where you had the good, you had the bad, and unfortunately, you had the ugly. Now, I'm going to tell you the good. The good was he threw for 497 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's the good. That's the good. 4 touchdowns. He threw 2 to Dave Njoku, tight end Dave Njoku. 1 to Jared Jeudy, who, by the way, Jared Jeudy had a career night. Shouts out to Jared Jeudy. He did his thing, had 235 receiving yards against his former team. Now, the question a lot of people might ask, if he can go hard like that against every other team in the league that they play, hey, this dude we might have found something, basically. And so far, so good for Jeudy. Ever since Jameis came onto the scene, Jeudy has been the most productive receiver we have. And everything you really think about with the Browns is that since Jameis has become the quarterback, they have had the receivers who looked at like an afterthought at one time look like they're decent. They're pretty decent. Think about it. Jared Jeudy. He leads the team now with 890 receiving yards. Cedric Tillman, who unfortunately didn't play this past week due to a concussion, he's produced pretty well under Jameis Winston. Elijah Moore has done well under Jameis Winston. And I'm saying that's the good. That's definitely the good. Now, we're going to go to the bad. The bad. He threw 3 interceptions. And, man, 3 interceptions. And at one was a pick six. The first one, well, let's just say the defensive end or linebacker defensive end, he happened to be in the right place at the right time. But the impressive thing with that defensive end, he just took off. He took off. Nobody could catch dude. Nobody could catch him. He's having an all-pro year, matter of fact, for Denver. Number 15. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's been doing some damage this year. He's having an all-pro year, but nobody can catch him on that interception at pick 6. And the second one was probably a ball that shouldn't have been thrown. And the third game was literally out of reach anyway. Even though if you hadn't thrown a pick, they could have probably scored a touchdown. And the thing that hurts that it was in the red zone, which that's really a no-no and everything. But that was the bad. The ugly was the fact that he threw 2 pick sixes in the same game. 2 pick sixes. which is tough. And really, if you really want to be honest, that really turned out to be the difference of the game for real, for real. Because to be honest, to me, Denver didn't really show me too much. I mean, they're okay, but I think they'll get smoked in the first round in the playoffs, depending who they playing. They may get smoked and sent home quick, but I mean, for real, I mean, it's like, But I will say, the games are exciting with Jameis. You never know what you're gonna get. Like my one boy G-Ho said, he's hit me up Tuesday or late Monday night. He said, Keith, Jameis Winston is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get from game to game. And I'll say this, I mean, hey, threw for almost 500 yards. And the Browns scored 32 points. But I will tell you the best moment for the Browns in that game was after he threw the first pick six, where the Browns fell behind 21-10 with about a minute and something left in the first half. He brought them right back to score a touchdown to make the game 21-17 at halftime. He drove them right back down the field, where a lot of teams, a lot of Browns teams or quarterbacks would have just folded in the tent. Jameis Winston got right back up, dusted that interception off, and was like, hey, we got to drive right back down the field. And man, like I said, if you really look at things and the Jameis Winston experience and everything, which has truthfully been more good than bad. It's been way more good than bad. And if you think about it, when everybody was saying it was the coaches and everything, when the team wasn't moving down the field or nothing with Deshaun, Joe Flacco had this offense flying last year. Jameis, same thing. Browns offense is scoring. I don't know what's the problem. But right now, hey, just enjoy the ride. Now, whether the Browns win another game or not, that's neither here or there and everything. But it looks like we're going to have fun watching them for the rest of the way. Might not be no boring concept games. You know, we got 5 to go. We got the Steelers coming up this Sunday at 1 o'clock in Pittsburgh, which is going to be a tough task, but hey, you never know. That's why they lace them up. And like they say, like the movie goes, any given Sunday, anything can happen. So, hey, we'll see what happens. Go Browns. But, hey, like I said, the Jameis Winston experience, hey, it is what it is and everything. Now, let me ask you all a question that y'all can put and respond in the chat. Should the Browns make Jameis Winston a one or 2 year offer to be the bridge quarterback? Should they do that? Or should they just do like they did with Flacco? Let him walk next year. We'll see. We will definitely see. But we're going to move from the Browns. The Browns are 3-9, and hey, they last in the AFC North. 1 game behind Cincinnati. And they got Pittsburgh on Sunday. But moving right along, we're going to move to another team that had a tough fate this past weekend. The Ohio State Buckeyes, who at the time were ranked number 2 in the country, behind Oregon. And it was taking on an arch rival, Michigan Wolverines, where the Ohio State Buckeyes were a 19.5-point favorite. Imagine that. 19.5-point favorite at home. And guess what? Ohio State found a way to lose to Michigan. 13-10 at home. Man, 13-10. It's crazy. The team showed more fight in the fight afterwards than during the game. Boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. But I will say this about Ohio State, and I'm going to say this. I don't know what it is with Michigan over these last few years. And the last time Ohio State beat Michigan was 2019. We are in 2024, about to head into 2025, which means that the Ohio State Buckeyes are 0 for the decade against your hated rival Michigan Wolverines. And believe it or not, Ryan Day still has a job. Go figure. I mean, really, go figure. Still has a job. Now, right now, Ohio State now dropped in the polls. They didn't drop far as I thought they would drop, since they lost to an unranked team. But, with a rival, you could throw the records out the window and stuff, whatnot. But Ohio State, right now looks like they are on track to be in the college playoff, which will be commencing in a couple weeks. So right now they dropped from 2nd to 6th. And if the season was over today, they would be facing number 11, Alabama, which won't be no easy task at all and everything. But this year, in the college football field, there's really no dominant team like that. Because if you really think about this. Ohio State played Oregon. They should have beat Oregon. They beat Penn State. And if I was to tell you maybe Ohio State can make a run for the Natty, I wouldn't be shocked and I wouldn't be surprised. Or if I was to say Ohio State got beat in the first round by whoever they got to play at home, I probably wouldn't be surprised at that either. But I will say this, since more than likely they will be in the playoffs, this team can either do one or two things. Either they can shake off that loss against Michigan and go whoop whoever's ass in front of them and go on that goal towards the Natty, win these next 3 games and get the Natty. Or they can keep their tail tucked between their legs, licking their wounds and feeling sorry for themselves, and they can get embarrassed at home. And if they get beat at home in the playoff, probably won't be good for Ryan Day. I'm just going to be honest. It probably will not be good for Mr. Ryan Day. Because you got to think, you can't go 0 for the half the decade against Michigan and not win an Natty. And on top of that, because it's like with Ohio State, they'll beat the Penn States, they'll beat the Indianas, they'll beat the Wisconsins. They'll probably beat the USCs, the UCLAs, the Washingtons, the Nebraskas, the Michigan States, the Purdues. They'll beat the shit out of them. Iowas. But when it comes to Michigan, I don't know. It's like they just get tight. Now, I'm going to ask this. Who in the world came up with the strategy on offense to try to run against Michigan? Especially when Michigan probably got 2 of the best linemen in the nation. And and that's the strength of their defense. Chip Kelly, Ryan Day, and two, in the first half when you seen you couldn't run against them, where was the adjustments at to open up the game? Where were the adjustments? There were no adjustments. It's like you kept trying to fit a square peg through a round hole, trying to run on the Michigan defense. And I don't even think they threw the ball deep against Michigan at all. And you lost to Michigan with a, how can I say, a fifth-year walk-on senior quarterback. At home and ranked number 2. It took me straight back to the John Cooper days. Back in the days, Ohio State used to have dominant teams. They'd be undefeated, killing everybody back in the John Cooper days, until the last week of the season against the Michigan Wolverines. And I remember one year, I think 95, 96, they had Michigan, they weren't too great. They had a running back, Biapa Tuka. Dude ran for 315 yards against Ohio State, and they beat us. And they beat Ohio State. And I was like, how? And that's what I'm saying now, as far as Ohio State losing this past Saturday. How? How? All I'm going to say is, Ryan Day better have them boys balls a blazing come the playoffs. That's all I got to say. Because if they lose in the first round, Ryan Day won't make it through the end of this year. If they lose in the first round at home. He might not make it out the locker room or out the field. They might fire him right after the game. But hopefully, he can round the troops together, get them all ready, set, and get their heads geared toward and get focused and go get the natty. Now you get the natty, even though the Michigan loss will look bad still. But when you're holding up that national title trophy, hey, can't say too much then. But if you lose to Michigan and you lose in the first round or you don't win the natty and you got like the highest paid team in college football, $20 million, somebody going to be held accountable. Somebody is going to be held accountable and going to go to the stake on that one. So, Ohio State, get it together, shake it off, and be ready to play when it's playoff time. That's all I can say for the Buckeyes. Now, I'm going to move on to basketball. And the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers have the best record in the league at 19-3. They had a little bit of a speed bump last week, like I said on the show last week when I said I hope they don't look past Atlanta looking forward to Boston. And it looked like they forgot about Atlanta because they got beat twice by the Hawks last week. But Cavaliers made it all good by defeating the Celtics on Sunday. In a game that was contested, and the Cavs had to rally back from being down by 14 in the fourth quarter. And they came back to win against Boston. The season series with the Celtics is tied at 1. Cavs do have an NBA best record of 19-3 and are in first in the Eastern Conference. Now, the Cavs don't qualify to advance in the Emirates Cup. They got eliminated last week by Atlanta, honestly. Even though the Cavs did win last night by blowing out the Washington Wizards 118-87, which in the game, that's like a growing game, because you got to think about it. That could have been easily a, what you call it, a trap game. Because you got to think you're coming off a high beating the Celtics. And now you got to play probably the worst team in basketball, the Wizards. Could easily got caught slipping. But the Cavs didn't. Now, hopefully, Darius Garland is okay and is good to go tomorrow night, as the Cavs will be taking on the Denver Nuggets tomorrow night at home. And hopefully, Darius Garland will be good to go. But I do have concerns about the Cleveland Cavaliers. I do have concerns. One concern, number one, is teams that are long in length and athleticism bother the Cavs. Atlanta, Boston, two teams they've lost to this season. Because when you lost to Boston when they was at full strength, they gave the Cavs all kinds of fits with their length. Atlanta gave the Cavs all kinds of fits with their length and athleticism. I think Trae Young was the only small guy in the lineup. The rest of the guys are like 6'5", 6'6", and above. And the Cavs have trouble with teams like that are athletic and long. Now, will the Cavs dare to go and acquire a small forward before the trade deadline? Because there'd be a couple of people available. A couple of players available. What's up, Sean Hall? How you doing, my man? What's going on with you? Salute to you as well. There are a couple of small forwards that may be available. Three men. Let's say prime number one. Well, he probably would have been available had Zion not gotten hurt. I don't know his status now or not now. Hadn't Zion or Troy Murphy or really that team wouldn't have been ravaged with injuries, Brandon Ingram would fit good, but the price might be too high. Too high for the Cavs. That's what's up. I'm doing good as well. I'm definitely doing good as well. Price might be too high for the Cavs of Brandon Ingram. Then also, I heard a name today that could be dangled in the trade. I heard Jimmy Butler possibly could be available. Or Cam Johnson in Brooklyn. Yo, let me know who would you prefer. But let me know who would you prefer in the chat. But who would you be willing to give up in order to acquire that three guy, that small forward? Who would you be willing to give up? Because you're going to give up somebody. They just ain't giving them out for free. They damn sure ain't giving them out for free. Let's see. What's up, Sean? The Cavs balling. I see keep it up. Go Cavs. Okay. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. They are balling. I ain't going to even lie. They are balling. But, I do have concerns. Definitely got concerns. But the one thing I do want to see with them in Boston, I want to see them both in February, where hopefully both teams are both healthy. Where you'll see Boston with the full complement, because Sunday they didn't have Derek White or Jaylen Brown, and we still haven't had Max Strus or Dean Wade. Dean Wade played last night, But if we can have a healthy Dean Wade against Boston this third time around in February or whatever, or and Matt Strus, we can both if both teams, both teams can have a full complement of their team injury free, that will be the best indicator of everything. And in February, that's almost mid-season, just about in February. So we will see and everything. But the Cavs got to get a three guy, or the Cavs could also. All depends if Jalen Tyson could be ready to contribute as a key factor in the second half of the season. It should be a showdown with the Cavs and Celtics. In fact, definitely, definitely. I can't wait. I can't wait. Even though they got to play the rest of the schedule as is, I can't wait. Because I honestly think the Cavs are going to have to be that team that has to have home court advantage all the way through the playoffs. I definitely think they're going to be that team that has home court all the way through the playoffs. No ifs, no ands, and no buts. They're definitely going to have home court advantage all the way through the playoffs. Because they play Boston and Boston got home court advantage. You ain't getting no calls from Boston. You can forget that. You can forget that. They showed you that the first game they played against the Celtics. You ain't getting no calls. And they don't care. They don't care. But like I said, if the Cavs can get a three guy, that would take them over the top, I think. That'll definitely take them over the top. So we'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens over the next weeks. Next weeks and the next couple of months. Because the trade deadline is in February. But access camera, oh, you got to be. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Phone array, audio device. Hold up. Oh, this can't be happening. Having some technical difficulties. Hold up. What in the world? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, man, this bites. This bites. Jalen Tyson reminds me a bit of Jason. Okay, yeah, yeah. He can shoot. Jalen Tyson definitely can shoot. He definitely can shoot. I gotta find out what the hell is going on with my camera. He can definitely shoot. He just got to get confidence in himself. That's it. Can't be. Oh, no, 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 no. He can definitely shoot. That is for sure. Now, can y'all hear me? Can people hear me? I can't see nothing. Uh, this is crazy. High definition camera. up here trying to figure out my video and see what in the world is going on. There we go. I'm back. Okay. I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm back. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. Computers for you. Something else. Something else. I'm back. Back with the glitches and all that. Thanks, Sean. Definitely. Yeah, Jalen Tyson, he just needs confidence. That's all. Confidence in a little seasoning. I think he'll be more of a key contributor in the second half of the season than he is right now at this moment. He just got to get the trust of the coaches and whatnot for right now and everything. So we'll see. But the Cavs do need that 3-and-D guy. You definitely need that 3-and-D guy for sure. Definitely need that 3-and-D guy. Let me go back to my captions and everything here. Okay. But they got the best record. Any other small forward that would be considered to be acquired in a trade for the Cavs? Possibly. I've said Jimmy Butler, and I've said Cam Johnson. And I've also said, who the hell else did I say? Jimmy Butler, Cam Johnson, and Brandon Ingram. Anybody else comes to mind for the Cavs? Anybody else? Cam Johnson with Brooklyn, Brandon Ingram with New Orleans, Jimmy Butler right now with the Heat. Anybody else comes to mind? But tomorrow night, the Cavs will be taking on the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic in the game tomorrow night at the Rock. Be there. Definitely be there. Go Cavs. Go Cavs. Now, I'm going to change it over a little bit. I'm going to go to some baseball. Because I don't get to talk about baseball that much. Get to talk about football all the time. Basketball all the time. But no baseball. The Cleveland Guardians lost a starting pitcher in free agency. Actually, this second pitcher out, they made a couple of trades so far. They traded one guy to the Pittsburgh Pirates. I forgot the kid's name. They traded Eli Morgan to the Chicago Cubs for a player. And they lost starting pitcher Boyd, the left-hand guy that was originally with the Detroit Tigers. Matthew Boyd, I ain't sure, Matthew Boyd. They lost him in free agency to the Chicago Cubs on a 2-year, $29 million deal. Boyd looked pretty good for the Guardians. And I was actually hoping that they could keep him. I was actually hoping and praying that they can keep him because the starting rotation is already thin. Think about it. All you have in the Guardians starting rotation is Trevor Bybee. That's it. Bybee. Oh, Trevor Bybee and Gavin Williams. Sorry about that, Gavin. Sorry about that. But that's all we got in the rotation. Because honestly, I don't think you can depend on Tristan McKenzie. I don't think you can depend on Lloyd. Left-hand dude. He went to the minors too. Shane Bieber is a free agent, I think, and he's recovering from surgery as well. So the Guardians' rotation is looking pretty thin. And for the owners, I'm going to need y'all to spend some dinero. Get us some pitching or something. Get some trades or something. Get us some pitching. Starting pitching. Because honestly, starting pitching is what really undid them. in the playoffs. For real, for real. When you got your starters only going 3 innings, 2 innings, and stuff, that takes a taxing on your bullpen. Takes a huge taxing on your bullpen. And you got to look at bullpens. The Guardians' bullpen was really good last year. Really good. And usually 2 years in a row, I don't know. Usually don't happen like that 2 years in a row. Luck usually doesn't strike twice like that 2 years in a row where the bullpen is really good. So it'll behoove the Guardians to fortify that starting rotation. I expect Gavin Williams to take a big jump this year. Because Gavin got stuff. He just has to realize he got stuff. Good stuff. Bobby, he just a dog out there. But that's all you really have in the starting rotation for the Guardians. Now, with the Guardians in outfield, you got Quan in outfield. Blaine Thomas look like he's going to be your center fielder next year. Right field, I'm hoping it could be Jackenzie Noel. I'm hoping. Hopefully he has better track of the strike zone and can stake claim to the right field job and be the regular right fielder because he has the power bat. He definitely has the power bat, and don't sleep on his defensive skills in the outfield either. He's pretty decent in the outfield. But he gotta get that strike. He gotta know that strike zone and everything. Gotta know that strike zone. Third base, I don't even have to mention. You got Jose Ramirez at third. You got shortstop. You got Brian Rocchio, even though people may be saying that Andres Jimenez may be moving back to short. And they'll probably be bringing up their first round pick if he's ready next year. If he's ready. If he's ready. We'll see. So you're expecting the Guardians to step it up on pitching, especially on the... Yeah, the starting position is thin. We only got 2 starting pitchers, Sean. 2. That's Bobby and Williams. Because I don't think you could depend on McKenzie. Bieber, who knows if he's going to be back or not. Plus, he's a free agent, I think, this year. And he's coming off arm surgery. And who else we got? As far as a candidate for the rotation. Who else do we have? See, we might have to re-sign Cobb. We might have to re-sign Cobb. And hopefully he give us a discount. But the owners got to spend some money this year. They do. They got to spend some money. And also you got, let's see, in the outfield, well, not all I did the outfield, but the infield, you got Jose, you got Rocchio. Honestly, I don't even want them to break that up. Rocchio and Jimenez at shortstop and second base. They're pretty good. You got Naylor at first base. Even though you got my man that's supposed to be coming up strong. I forgot the guy's name already. But you got Naylor at first base. Now, at catcher, Bo Naylor. Yeah. That's a big I don't know. About them spending money. That's a big I don't know, Sean. Definitely. But they going to have to. Because you got to think about it. You got to look at the Central Division. It's no longer the Patsy Division no more. Think about it. You got Detroit. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Detroit might be in line to sign third baseman Dave Bregman, who formerly played for A.J. Hinch at Houston. Because all Detroit needed is some more hitting. For real, for real. And looking at that Tigers team, they are not going anywhere. You look at that Kansas City team with Witt, and Big Cat Perez, they're not going anywhere. And Kansas City probably got the best rotation out of the three. And we also still got Minnesota in the division. And Minnesota usually be competitive every year. Even though the bottom fell out for them this year, they're usually competitive every year in the Central. And the Chicago White Sox, I don't think they're only going to win 30 games this year. I think they're going to win at least 50 or 60 or 60 games this year. They might just lose 100 this year, or they might improve and win 70. So, I mean, the Central Division, the teams are going nowhere this year. So the Guardians got to open up them pocketbooks or figure out something. They definitely got to figure some things out because, man, losing Boyd, ugh, that's tough right there. That's tough. That's tough. That's definitely tough. Now, Bo Naylor is going to have to bat better than 206 next year, I believe. Still got Naylor and you still got Hedges, but Bo Naylor's going to have to hit a little better. If Bo Naylor can hit 250, I would be good. He can hit 250, I'll be good. I won't say nothing. And I think Jimenez needs to step it up with the bat this year, too. I think Rocchio will improve. And I think Noel should improve as well. He just got to get a little bit better knowledge of the strike zone as a hitter. But like I said, the Guardians, they got some work to do. I know the winter meetings is coming up soon. I think sometime this month, the winter meetings are coming up. So hopefully they can make a trade or sign a free agent, figure out something because we need some arms in that starting rotation. Definitely need some arms in that starting rotation. Which brings me to the last, the last, what you all been waiting for, the All About Sports 216 Top 10 NFL Power Rankings. Now, I was working on this. Ain't really too much movement, to be honest. Not really too much movement at all and everything and whatnot. Not too much movement at all. But let's go ahead and do this real quick while time allows. At number 10. Team was number 10 last week. They didn't move. They stood pat. It's the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans, I think, are 8-4 or 8-5, and they're in the bye week this week after defeating Jacksonville last week, 23-22. The Texans are alone in first place in the AFC South. At number 9. It's the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are 8-4. The Houston Texans are 8-5. I was right. The LA Chargers are 8-4 after defeating the Atlanta Falcons in ATL 17-13. Next up for the Chargers is a date in Kansas City with the defending NFL Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers were 10 last week. Houston was number 9. They dropped to 10. The LA Chargers moved up from 10 to 9. Now at number 8, dropping from number 6 is the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens lost at home to the Philadelphia Eagles 24-19. The Ravens are 8-5 and are on a bye week this week. Staying steady at number 7, we have the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings, with a record of 10-2, rallied and defeated the Arizona Cardinals 23-22. The Vikings will be facing the Atlanta Falcons at home this weekend. Yeah, they'll be facing the Atlanta Falcons at home. They're with a record of 10-2 in second place in the NFC Central. At number 6, and holding steady, is the NFC Central rivals of the Vikings, the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers at 9-3 defeated the Miami Dolphins on Thanksgiving night, 30-17 in Lambeau Field. The Packers tomorrow night have a showdown with the first place team, Detroit Lions, in Detroit on Thursday night. The Packers are 9-3. At number 5, moving up from number 8, is the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers outscored the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati 44-38, where Russell Wilson threw for over 400 yards. The Steelers with a record of what is the Steelers' record? Steelers with a record of 9-3 will be entertaining the Cleveland Browns this Sunday at home. They're number 5. They were number 8 last week. At number 4, dropping down one spot from number 3, is the defending Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs defeated the Las Vegas Raiders 19-17 in a close game, which has been the Chiefs' motto. I'll say this, they play a lot of close games, but I will say this, in the playoffs, these close games will do them a lot of good in the playoffs. The Chiefs, who were ranked number 3 last week, but ranked number 4 this week, the Chiefs are 11-1. Yeah, right, 11-1. They will be facing the Los Angeles Chargers at home. At number 3, moving up from number 4, is the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles went on the road and defeated the Baltimore Ravens 24-19, proving that their backfield duo of Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley could get it done against the Ravens. The Eagles, who are hot, they are hot at 10-2 and are in first place in the NFC East, will be taking on the Carolina Panthers this week. And at number 2, staying at number 2, holding steady, is the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills ran over the 49ers in the snow last Sunday, 35-10, which brings their record to 10-2. Now the Bills will be going to LA to take on the LA Rams. And at number 1, again, is the 11-1 Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions defeated the Chicago Bears 23-20 on Thanksgiving Day in Detroit. Now, the Lions will be facing the Green Bay Packers tomorrow night in Detroit, which that game should be an interesting game. I will have my eyes on it for real, definitely. And that for this week is your All About Sports 216 NFL Top 10 rankings for this week. Let me get myself right there. Let me get myself back. That's me. I'm back again. I'm back again here on All About Sports 216. I'd like to thank you all who stayed patient with me through my technical difficulties with my camera and whatnot going out and everything. It's always something. Think about that. It's always something. But I also want to give a special shout out to Cavs coach Kenny Atkinson, who was named NBA Coach of the Month for November. Congrats to him. Hopefully he keeps the job going. Keep it going. Keep the Cavs striving, because he's made a difference definitely so far this season. And think about it. I was one of the main ones that wasn't on board with the hire. What do you know? That's why they're doing their thing, and I'm here. I'm here. But anyway, be sure to check me out on Sunday as the All About Sports 216 Cleveland Browns pregame show at 12 noon, as me and Ed will talk about the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers and what to expect on Sunday. Hopefully, we can get a Browns win, because I would love nothing more. We can have a 4-13 record, but if we beat the Steelers twice, or if we may beat the Ravens twice, hey, or we go 3-3 in the division, I'm good. I'm definitely good. But hey, also wanted to say this. Congrats to Avon and Kirtland. Both teams in our local area will be competing for state titles this Friday. Avon in Division 2 and Kirtland, I think, in Division 5, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Division 5 for Kirtland. Good luck to both teams, and have much success on Friday and bring them state titles back up north. Definitely do that. But anyway, I'm about to get off of here. This is your man, Keith Allen, for All About Sports 216. About to sign off. Thank you all for your comments and everything. Thank you for those who are watching from LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. It's another one. It's another one. LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Damn. There's another one. There's another one. LinkedIn. Oh! LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, X. And also watching me on X. Everybody, have a good night. For those of y'all up here watching up north up here, be careful tomorrow on your way to work, because the weather supposed to take a turn. So be careful and trust and believe. Don't rush it going to work. Be careful. As long as you get to work safely tomorrow morning. That's all that matters. Definitely. And also, peace out to all y'all watching. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. Be well. And I'll see you on Sunday. This is your man, Keith Allen, for All About Sports 216. Signing out. Peace.
Sports. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys from the AFC North. We in it for the love of the sport. We the real McCoys, running the full court. We in it for the love of the sport.
Ain't that right?
We the real McCoys from the AFC North.